Hello, I'm Susan Woods of Susan Woods Nonprofit Solutions. Thank you for your time. I'm continuing with the series, Black Lives Matter, Where is the Money? Black Lives Matter Investigations. In this video message, I'm focusing on Black Lives Matter, Memphis, Tennessee. Where is the money? Once again, my name is Susan Woods, and I started doing this series because I wanted to make an investment in Black Lives Matter after seeing the George Floyd fiasco, disaster, murder on video. I was so appalled that I wanted to do something tangible, like take out my checkbook or my debit card and make an investment. But when I tried to do that, that is when I learned that Black Lives Matter is not an organized entity. It does not have structure. It does not have transparency. So I decided to dig deeper into looking at the chapters and the entities. And that's how the Black Lives Matter Investigative Series began. Again, this one is talking about Black Lives Matter Memphis. I won't spend time talking about my background and what qualifies me to share this information. Instead, I place that information in the description of the video on YouTube. So you can see information about me in the description on the video in YouTube. So let's get started talking about Black Lives Matter Memphis. Where is the money? And this is episode 11, by the way. So here are the Black Lives Matter chapters. I've already provided investigative results for all of the chapters before the Memphis, Tennessee chapter. So all of the chapters on your left, there are videos that show the results of the investigations for each one of those chapters. So I encourage you to take a look at those videos if you're interested. But we're talking about Memphis, Tennessee today, and we're asking the question, where is the money that people donate to Black Lives Matter in Memphis? So here are the series of questions that I use in the investigation. I seek answers regarding the leadership names. Who is in charge? Who are the leaders for Black Lives Matter Memphis? What's the mailing address? What's the phone number? What's the email or social media information? Is this chapter listed on Charity Navigator, which is a platform that provides feedback on different charities? What about GuideStar? It does basically the same thing, gives you information about how a nonprofit functions. Is Black Lives Matter Memphis registered with the Secretary of State's office in Tennessee? Does it have 501c3 status? Does it accept donations? And if so, how are the donations allocated? Where is the money? And does it provide financial transparency? So as I walk you through the steps of my investigation, I'm going to get the answers to these questions on your behalf. Now, of course, I could just give you the answers, but I would rather have credibility by showing you the process that I use to get the answers. You know, anybody could tell you something, and that's what the problem is now with Black Lives Matter. They're telling us anything, but they're not showing us anything. So in my investigations, I like to go through the steps to show you how I get the answers. So I'm going to pause this screen so that I can go to the Black Lives Matter website to show you how I get the answers. So just one moment, please, as I do this. Thank you for your patience. Almost there. Okay, as it turns out, Black Lives Matter does not have a website, but instead it has a Facebook page that I'm going to pull up for you. Again, thank you for your patience as I pull this up. I thought that's what I had pulled up, but I didn't. It's so many different versions of Black Lives Matter on Facebook. I'm going to have to find the right one for you. And again, I thought I had it pulled up, but what I had pulled up was my Facebook page. So just one moment, please. I have it in just a second. Thank you so much for that. I'm almost there. That's one thing I'm disappointed with Memphis, is because they have so many chapters. But here we are. Here we go again. I'm sorry about that. Here we are. Okay, I'm going to share this page. Okay, here we are now. We are at the Black Lives Matter Memphis chapter, the official Black Lives Matter Memphis chapter. And when you see the word official, that lets you know that there are other chapters out there that probably claiming to be Black Lives Matter Memphis. But this is the official chapter. And again, they don't have a website. So you will have to come to the Facebook page to learn about the chapter. So I clicked on About, and it gives us information, and the website they provide is a website to the so-called headquarters for Black Lives Matter. Again, Black Lives Matter doesn't have any structure, but blacklivesmatter.com seems to be the, quote, headquarters, unquote, for Black Lives Matter. So they reference that. Let's see, events that's coming up. They're having some events, or had some events. They don't have any events coming up listed here, but they had some past events that you can see here. Photos, okay, video, okay, posts. But I'm looking for leadership names. I'm looking for a mailing address. I'm looking for phone numbers. I'm looking for that type of pertinent information for someone who may be interested in investing. Okay, so I haven't seen that yet. Okay. Notes. Okay. Community. So as you can see, I'm not going to prolong it. There's not much information here about Black Lives Matter, the official Black Lives Matter Memphis chapter. There's not much here to let you know, okay, what are you doing? What services are you providing to the community in Memphis? Who are the leaders? What's the phone number? What's the mailing address of the organization? None of that is provided. But they are accepting donations. They are accepting donations at mindsouthpeace.org/BLM, or you can use Cash App, the Cash App address that's shown here, and it lets you know donations are not tax deductible. Okay, well, at least they're transparent about donations not being tax deductible. But where is the money going? Why are you asking people to donate to your organization? You have to need money for some reason, so why are you asking for money? That's what bothers me about these Black Lives Matter chapters. They are not transparent. They ask for money, but they don't tell you where the money goes. So let me go to the Secretary of State's office in Tennessee. So I'm gonna pause the screen. I'm gonna see if this chapter is filed with the Tennessee Secretary of State's office. So just one moment, please. Thank you for your patience. I have it already up, so I don't have to go searching for it. And here it is. So I'm at the Tennessee Secretary of State's office, and this is where you will go if you want to know if an organization or an entity is registered with the state in which they are operating. So I've already typed in Black Lives Matter, and you see there are two in Tennessee. You have Black Lives Matter Tennessee, and then Black Lives Matter Memphis, Tennessee. Now the Memphis, Tennessee entity is inactive, okay? It's dissolved. So if you want to learn more about that, you just click on the link to it. Oh my goodness, I'm not a robot. Oh my gosh, look at this. Hopefully I'm clicking on all of the right ones. No, I missed some. I guess this is, isn't this something I tell you? I guess that's a mountain. Okay, I'm not a robot. So here's the Black Lives Matter entity that's dissolved or inactive. And it shows who started it, Breonna Perry. She started it. The initial filing date was 3/29/2016. I don't know what AR due date means, but inactive 8/6/2017. I'm assuming this is probably the date. The AR due date was probably when they needed to submit their financial statements and they didn't do it, I guess. If you look at the history, it just shows you the timeline of when things were dissolved, who the registered agent was, same person. Now, I don't know if this is the Black Lives Matter official Memphis chapter or if this is another one. I don't know. Again, transparency is just not something that's a priority for these organizations. Now, here's one, Black Lives Matter Tennessee. It is active. And it's so interesting that both of these organizations filed on the same exact date. So let's look at the information about Black Lives Matter. Okay, this one is care of, I don't know how to pronounce her first name, Latree Pamela Moses. Mailing address, Pamela Janine Moses. Their AR due date, whatever AR means, is October the 1st of this year. So they are listed, but again, we don't know if this one matches up with the one on Facebook or not. And this person, they've been dissolved before too. Okay, so again, you can't tell. I can't tell if this is the one that matches the one on Facebook or not. Let's look at IRS. I go to irs.gov and I go to tax exempt organization search to look for organizations to see if they have 501c3 status. And what I've been doing is just typing in Black Lives Matter here because I know the answer to this question already. When you type in Black Lives Matter and do a search, you're going to get 13 results. That means 13 organizations have applied and earned 501c3 status from the IRS under the banner Black Lives Matter or a similar name. So you see there's a Black Lives Matter Charleston, South Carolina, or North Charleston, but it's been revoked. Whenever you see auto revocation list underneath the name of an organization, that lets you know they are revoked and should not be accepting donations because they don't have 501c3 status. Black Lives Matter 2, revoked. Black Lives Matter 5280, revoked. Black Lives Matter Foundation, I'm going to talk about that one when I talk about the entities. So that one is a doozy. So there's not a Black Lives Matter Tennessee or a Black Lives Matter Memphis, Tennessee on this irs.gov site. So that tells me that they did not apply for 501c3 status, probably because they are working under somebody else's name. Remember midsouthpeace.org/BLM? They, this organization, whatever it is accepting donations on behalf of Black Lives Matter or on behalf of the official Black Lives Matter Memphis chapter. And this is a common occurrence for some reason. Several Black Lives Matter chapters do not accept donations itself. They have fiscal agents, which are organizations that accept donations on their behalf and supposedly handle their administrative tasks. So that raises a red flag to me because it makes me wonder, why don't you manage your own finances? Why are you paying a fiscal agent to manage your finances? Because fiscal agents don't operate for free. They charge a fee to serve as fiscal agents. There are some organizations, that's all they do. They serve as fiscal agents for other organizations to supposedly manage their money and administrative tasks. So why are you doing that? I'm going to try to pull up midsouthpeace.org/BLM just to see who they are. So just one moment, please, as I pause the screen to do that. Thank you. Okay, Mid-South Mid-South Peace, again, manages the financial affairs for Black Lives Matter, the official chapter in Memphis. So here is the midsouthpeace.org site, okay? So when you do /BLM, this is what you get. You get donate to support Black Lives Matter Community Bail Fund. Donate to Black Lives Matter Community Bail Fund and support our campaign to end money bail and pretrial detention. Your tax deductible donation to Mid-South Peace and Justice Center supports our mission and is a direct investment in the community to ensure our community supportive services needs are met. And then you put in the amount. Okay? You just fill in this information. So if I go back to irs.gov to see if Mid-South Peace is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, what do you think is going to pop up? Well, let's see. I'm going to type in, let me see if I'm sharing. Yeah, I'm sharing. Making sure. I'm going to type in Mid-South Peace and Justice Center. And then I'm going to click on search. Now, when I do that, I scroll down, it is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Here it is. And here is the employer identification number. So I'm going to click on Mid-South Peace and Justice Center. So just one second. Now, what this shows is they have filed their Form 990 information return every year, 2016, 2017, and 2018. They have not filed for 2019 yet, and that's okay because the IRS did give everyone an extension until July the 15th to file for 2019. So what the Form 990 information return does is provide you information on how they use money. So when you say that Black Lives Matter uses this organization, Mid-South Peace and Justice Center, to serve as its fiscal agent, if you look at the Form 990, you should see a line item that says Black Lives Matter to show us how much money this organization is managing on behalf of Black Lives Matter. So I've pulled the Form 990 for 2018, and I'm going to share that with you now. So just one moment, please, as I pull that up. Like I said, I believe in showing you how I get the answers to the questions. I don't believe in just saying, okay, here are the answers. I know some people would prefer that I do that, but to me, that doesn't show credibility. I want to walk you through the steps to get into the answers. So here is the Form 990 for Mid-South Peace and Justice Center for 2018. And you see this says open to public inspection. So if anybody ever tells you, if they're a nonprofit and they ever tell you that they cannot show you their finances, that is not true. They have to show you if you ask for it. Most organizations would just go ahead and post it on their websites. But anyway, here it is. And it's located in Memphis, Tennessee, as you can see. Let me increase the zoom just a little bit. They had gross receipts in 2018 of $329,172, as you can see in the gross receipts section here. Now, I want to see how much money, how much of the $329,172 actually went to Black Lives Matter Memphis. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to go down to a few pages just to get to the section called functional expenses. And you can go back and read through this if you want to, but this is part 9, which is functional expenses. And on the first line, grants and other assistance to domestic organizations and domestic governments, I would have expected to see something here on this line 1 about expenses for Black Lives Matter. Did it do program service expenses for Black Lives Matter? Management, fundraising expenses? There's nothing there. There were no grants to Black Lives Matter to cover any of those expenses. So let's keep going to see where the money did go. We're on line 7 here, other salaries and wages. You can see that the total salaries and wages for 2018 was $232,983. Now, wait a minute, they only had $329,000, so well over half of their money went to salaries and wages, didn't it? Okay, then you have line 9, other employee benefits, line 10, payroll taxes, line 11A, you got fees for management services, line 11C, accounting, line 11E, fundraising, line 13, office expenses, 14, information technology, 16, occupancy, 17, travel. I'm not seeing anything that says Black Lives Matter. Do you? Not a single thing. Then it has 24, miscellaneous is $25,846. So 24 says other expenses, itemized expenses not covered above, list miscellaneous expenses in line 24E. If line 24E amount exceeds 10% of line 25, column A, oh my gosh, blah, 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 blah. I'm looking for the words Black Lives Matter. So all functional costs are $361,765. Nothing listed for Black Lives Matter. So I'm going to, once again, you don't see anything listed for grants for organizations at all. So where is the money? Where is the money for Black Lives Matter? Black Lives Matter is using this organization as a fiscal agent, but is not providing any information on where the money goes. Rather than going through all of these pages, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a search, and I'm just gonna type in Black Lives Matter. Look through this document. To look through this document just to see, okay, there we go. No need to keep looking, right? No matches found. No matches were found when I typed in Black Lives Matter. Therefore, no one typed in Black Lives Matter in this document. Let me just type in BLM to give them the benefit of the doubt. BLM. Maybe they used the abbreviation. No matches were found. So, okay. You see why I get frustrated with this? This organization is a fiscal agent for Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is telling us to go to this site and process the money, right? Go to this site, process the money for Black Lives Matter. So if you did that, if you went here, where's your money going? We don't know. And God knows if you do Cash App, where is it gonna go? That's my question. So I'm going to go back now. I'm going to pause the screen to provide the answers to the questions, okay? To summarize this investigation. Going back to the PowerPoint, I'm just so frustrated and discouraged and aggravated about Black Lives Matter overall. I just can't hardly put it into words. It's so disappointing that so many people are trusting this organization and these chapters to actually invest in the Black community, and that's just not being done. So let's look at the answers. Here we are. You can see for yourself. We didn't find any leadership names. We didn't find any mailing addresses or phone numbers. There is a social media presence. They have Facebook and they have Twitter. They are not listed on Charity Navigator or GuideStar because they don't have a 501c3 status. If the official Black Lives Matter Memphis is the one we saw on the Secretary of State's page, which we don't know, but if it is, it's dissolved. There is no 501c3 status. They are accepting donations, but where is the money going? Unknown, cannot tell. Is there financial transparency? No, there isn't. So this is Black Lives Matter Memphis, the official chapter for Memphis. And these are the answers. Okay, so here are some comprehensive investigation results thus far. These are the chapters that I've investigated, and I know I need to add some more onto this list. I have a second page added on later on, but these are the chapters and the results so far. So the global network, now the global network, again, if Black Lives Matter was structured, the global network site would be the headquarters. And then you have the other ones, Boston, Chicago, DC, Denver, Detroit, LA, and Lansing. They are chapters, but the global network would be considered as the headquarters. So you see the results of the investigation so far, and you see what donations allocated, all of the X's. That means we don't know where the money is going. We have no idea. Now under Denver, if you look at our IRS 501c3 status, it's revoked. But if you go to the next line, you see they are still accepting donations. That's blatant, outright fraud. The IRS has revoked their status, but yet they're still accepting donations. That's fraudulent behavior, and they could get in some serious trouble for that. They really could. Okay, so where do I stand in all of this? As a Black woman, where do I stand? Why am I doing these investigations on Black Lives Matter? I support Black Lives Matter social activism. It makes me proud to see diverse groups of people marching for change and demanding change. I support that. You see, Black Lives Matter is tricky. Black Lives Matter is a statement of fact, in my opinion. Of course, Black Lives Matter, so of course I support that. But it's not tangible enough to draw money by itself. So what people had to do, they had to add a tangible component called a movement in order to attract money. And that's what I don't support. I don't support the Black Lives Matter chapters and entities because they do not have formal leadership structure, measurable goals or objectives, common operational practices. Everybody's doing their own thing. They don't offer financial transparency or accountability for money, and they don't have a valid sustainability and long-term plan. So I don't support Black Lives Matter chapters or entities or the movement. None of those. None of those for the reasons listed here. So thank you for looking at episode 11, which dealt with Black Lives Matter Memphis, Tennessee. The next one is episode 12, which deals with Black Lives Matter Nashville. So I hope that you will continue watching these video messages and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell other people about it. If you're curious and if it bothers you about Black Lives Matter and how things are managed or not managed, please tell other people about it so that we can continue to fight just to get information, just to show what is really going on behind the scenes. I'm Susan Woods of Susan Woods Nonprofit Solutions. Thank you so much for your time and have a good day.